Hello, babies. Would you like to tune in to the grooviest podcast in the free world? That's right, baby. It's the M25 show. Right here on all social media. Everything you can imagine. Go to their website, www.m25show.com. Thank you. Ruff.
All right. Welcome back to the M25 show. My name's Albert.
I'm Steve.
And hold on, I got to get somebody out of jail. Introduce yourself, young man.
My name is Young Man.
And I see he's on a delay as his computer warms
Eddie.
up. What's the matter, Steve? Still not ready?
Not ready.
Oh,
Not ready yet.
We can't
What's
believe a
up,
guest
y'all?
today. How's it going, Eddie? I guess we got
What's
a
up,
man for a
y'all?
little while.
I'm good. What's cracking?
Not much.
Ugh,
You been out protesting, Eddie?
no, sir. It's not for me.
Yeah, good boy.
Not for me. No.
Steve was out protesting last night, folks. That's why he's a little quiet here at the beginning of the show.
That's why he's
He was busy
delayed.
throwing. His arm hurts from throwing all those rocks at the police. So
Unbelievable.
yeah, he's got a mad look on his face too. I don't know.
Just
might not-
trying to get shit done.
Might not be wise to make jokes of Steve right now.
I'm just trying to get shit done. This doesn't even look live. Fuck.
We're live on Instagram. I mean, yeah, Instagram. So
Oh, fuck.
another leg cramp.
What?
No. Not a
What's going
damn
on?
thing.
What's wrong,
just
Steve?
A bunch of fucking bullshit.
You upset?
Yeah.
Fortress bullshit
Are you
again?
upset?
No.
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 Just life?
You know what? I don't like to talk about politics on the show. I'm
Uh-huh.
just not in a good mood today. So today we're going to talk about it.
It's gonna be that kind of a show.
Yeah, because why am I gonna be? Don't want to talk about things because people will get their assholes hurt. You know, because they don't like whatever opinions you say, or because there's two sides to every story. There's two sides people lean on, and if you don't agree with that side, you're wrong, and then vice versa, right?
Yeah.
So I try to not even talk about it because you don't want to anger the people that disagree with you. But you gotta sometimes you just gotta say fuck it. Those people aren't sleeping with me. Those people aren't paying my mortgage. Those motherfuckers aren't paying anything for me. But I'm cool with whatever you guys, whatever opinions you have. Now we get into these LA bullshit. I mean,
Don't
they
worry,
talk about
it's
all
spreading
the
across
people.
the country.
Yeah, all the people they're saying, oh, some of it's peaceful. There's a little bit of peaceful, little. There's little ones around, but the
They
ones that matters, the big
no
ones,
they set
the
up
big.
these little, they set up this little, they take a corner and they set up a little peaceful thing and they put it all over social media, just say, see, it's all peaceful, but don't pay attention to
It's not
what you see
peaceful.
all over the other places.
It's just a shame. I don't get it. I don't understand people. I don't understand. Especially when they start burning things that are not their property, start stealing from businesses. It's like we're the ones that are going to have to rebuild it with us paying our taxes. They're
Yep.
stupid.
Tax money, huh? Tax money.
Yeah. Who do? Yeah, they're stealing stuff from the businesses because what I don't even think they even care about ICE. The stupid ones that are stealing and
Of course not.
and
That's
burning the town down. They don't even give a shit.
they're just there to
I think
steal
it's
and
just
break stuff.
yeah. I think it's just an excuse to
And then
loot
they're
or whatever.
they're trying to hurt. They're trying to hurt people.
Trying to kill people.
Maybe yeah. I don't know. This ICE thing, it can go either way, and yeah, I don't want to see people getting taken away. But what I think is there's a lot of illegal immigrants here. That's just the way it is. It's always been that way, but it's right now. It's really there was a lot that rushed in here not too long ago, so they're trying to clean it up, right?
The previous 4 years.
The previous 4 years, and hey, whatever, it happened.
I mean, and don't forget, we all saw the footage, but they'll tell you, don't believe what you saw.
No, they tore down that fence, and millions of people rolled in, and hey, whatever. Now they're trying to clean it up, but what I don't think a lot of people understand is they're not out here to get the people that are not hurting anybody, or they're out. I think they're out here to get the bad people, and they want California to work with them, but our mayor and our governor, they don't want to work. Whereas it's a sanctuary state, they don't want to work with them.
Mayor, governors
coming in, and they kind of have target places where they think these criminals are. But if they had California's help, they can just go get them and get the hell out of here. But
they do the thing that they'll these illegals, they commit other crimes and they go to jail, and instead of calling the feds, tell them we got this illegal immigrant, he's in charge of child molestation or something or theft or whatever, they just let him out in the streets. They don't
want to. They don't want to work with them because maybe they don't like Trump, or they don't like the fact somebody's coming in to try to clean up their mess that they should be cleaning up. They don't like that, so they won't work with the federals. I guess you can call them, like ICE and whatever. But do I feel bad? Of course I feel bad. I do. I feel bad, but I mean, gosh, if anybody, they probably don't listen to our show, but I mean, especially right now with all this stuff going on, you have time. You've been illegal for a long time, whatever, and you're probably great people, except for you murderers and child rapists and all that. You guys can go to hell, but you have time now. Go to your classes and do those things.
Yep.
I mean, it's not, maybe the process of waiting is a while, but doing the classes is not that bad. You just go to the classes, you're done, and you just wait your time. And you can wait here. I mean, you wait till something like this happens, and then everybody's scared. But yet you've had a lot of years, and I'm not just because I think this way, I'm not a racist. I'm not anything like that. It's just, God, I wish I could go out there and go to class for everybody and do it. But I got my own problems. I got my own shit I got to be straight up on. I got to obey the law and all that dumb shit, I just don't understand. I wish they need to get rid of Newsom. That motherfucker, I don't know. I'm sorry, people that like him, but this guy is, you got cars burning and everything's fine. What do you say? It's like a celebration of a sports team winning. Don't worry about it. We're good.
No, he tells you, don't believe what you saw.
With all the smoke and everything. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think he should take care of the state a little bit better. And
he's done in under 2 years. We'll see.
Know.
We'll see what dumb fuck we get next term.
I think people People think these people out here just to take innocent people away, and they're not. I mean, I'm not friends of ICE. I don't. Hell, I wish. You think ICE want to be doing this? They don't give a
Yeah.
shit. They're like, do you think they want to run around and pick up illegal immigrants? Hell no. With all the shit that they can get, those protesters that are
Apparently
peacefully
now,
protesting,
apparently now
they
they-
can
they-
die, they can get killed because they're trying to pick up bad people.
apparently now they're telling them where they're staying, what hotels. Now they can't even get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, it's part of the job. Unfortunately, that's part of the job. You got to put up with all that stuff, and it could have been an easy way.
sucks. Either way, it
California
sucks.
could have worked with them and said, "Hey, look, we have some of these people that you're looking for. We have them. Come get them.
Yeah.
Get them and get them to get the hell out of here." That's what they want. They want ICE out of the city. They want them out of the state. They want them out of town.
They
Give
want
them the bad
they-
people that set them back, and they probably won't even be fucking around out here.
Yeah, once that they get arrested and they get processed, and instead of calling ICE or the federal officials, they just let them back out on the street, and then you get the footage of ICE chasing them down the street, tackling them and dragging them to a car, and it looks bad. Right.
It
I mean,
does.
it-
It looks
it
like
could
they're
be done
just
the right
coming
way.
and kidnap. They're not kidnapping
then-
people. They're people. They're chasing down the bad people they're looking for. Now, when they pick up these other people that they may know this person that is a criminal, maybe they're relatives or something, and they gotta see if they got papers. That's their job, and if they don't, just because they were let back on the street, now they're getting taken in. If they would have done it the right way, California would have said, "Hey, we got this guy who raped so and so's little girl daughter. I mean, this daughter.
He's in the whole.
We got him.
right now.
Come pick him up. Get him out of here." It would have been done. Whoever's he's related to out here wouldn't have been fucked with. They would have kept living. It may have been illegal, but they would have kept living in California and doing their thing. Hey,
Well,
to each his own.
they would have been on Telemundo crying that they just took him away without letting us know and blah blah blah. It's like, well, too
You
bad.
take the bad person away. Take him.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit.
Well,
I mean,
the family does.
if they arrested, say ICE got somebody, and they're taking them, and you got all these people out there going, "Oh God," and crying about da 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 da, and they go, "Hey, look, this guy," and they show a video of him raping a 3-year-old girl.
Maybe they can show them.
They'd be
video.
like,
They won't care.
"Oh fuck, okay,
Yeah.
get him out of here. We don't want him here
Some
because
will, but
your
I mean,
daughter
some,
could be next."
some won't. I mean, they'll.
Well,
You
those
got
ones need to go too.
You got
Then-
those
then
people
those need to-
who just believe that they can
Yeah,
be
that-
here and they can do anything they want.
Yeah, well, those people are stupid and need to go with them to Mexico. Anybody who's okay with a grown man fucking a 3-year-old, they need to go with them.
I agree.
Case closed. Let's let them get the bad guys and get out. That's it.
No,
All right, Eddie, you go ahead and chime in because
Ed-
I don't like
Eddie,
talking about this stuff because people hear and
Eddie.
go, "Oh, Steve's a fucking racist." And I'm not a racist. You know what I am? I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I care for people, and I want them to do the right things. And the right's going on right now with all this rage stuff. People that are here, go get to the process and do your thing so you can stay here and live here and have a beautiful life.
quick.
I mean,
We have
nobody
a
wants to go back. It's funny. Nobody wants to go live in Mexico, and unless you've worked out here for many, many years and you
And you-
got a lot of money and go out there and live like a king, that's cool. Go for it. But you don't know if somebody's gonna come and just take all your money. I can't go out there. I told you my experience in high school. I just went out there. I wanted to go drink in Tijuana. Pulled us over. Hey, what are you doing? You doing drugs? No, we're just going to Tijuana. All right, how much money you got? Oh, we got about 600 together. Okay, give it to us and you're good to go.
Or you should have
fuck
done
that
that.
place, man.
Shut that. We only
Yeah,
got 20.
you know what? We gave it to them and we were happy we were free, but we were broke.
We drove back to the States.
No, we just went out and just watched people drink,
You looted a manzana store.
sat on the beach and just all got dark.
Watch a donkey show.
It's just like wow, what is going on here? Why are they just taking our money? First they torn the car seats out and they were looking for drugs that we didn't have. Like, dude, we're kids going to fucking high school kids going to party in TJ.
Everybody knows the drugs are the other way. Okay. You don't have to import your own drugs from America. There's plenty across the border.
It was a bad experience for me, Eddie. And maybe there's nice places out there, but I don't want to lose my money out there. Come on, man. No wonder they love us young kids.
It's like everything else. It has its good and its bad. Like, I'm sure every place has a good place and a bad place, and
yeah, but at least out here, if something happens to me, I can call somebody out there.
Unfortunately,
hey, can I use the payphone? Do you think they'd let me use the payphone out in Mexico if I got thrown in jail because I didn't have no money to give them? Hey, can I call my mom's not here no more. Can I call my wife or call who? Get the fuck back in there. Probably wouldn't see the light of day for at least a month.
No, they call for you and they tell me how much money you got. They'll call Maggie. How much money you got?
They're gonna say, "Oh yeah, we called her. She hadn't heard nothing from me."
They're gonna call. We watched the M25 show. Doesn't they have that nice Challenger in the garage?
Oh God, no.
Maggie had to drive it down and pick you up.
Bail me out with that car. Oh man, I say, you know what? I'd rather stay here in Mexico.
You see the Tijuana police chief driving off on you with your Challenger.
I'll stay in Mexico, Eddie. Come on.
Well, he's got the car already. Might as well come home.
They paint my beautiful orange car fucking red and green and white. The Mexican flag color.
They put the eagle on the hood.
Oh no. All those years I took care of it just to go down in flames.
I got to get some AI. I got to get a picture of your car and paint this car in the Mexican flag. Put the eagle on the hood. See how it looks.
All right, Eddie, go ahead. What's your take on all this stuff?
I think it's a shame. I think most of it, is just people with an excuse to be lawless and just like, you don't need to loot. I mean, you could protest. There's ways to protest peacefully. Like, but when you start attacking people and someone's gonna get hurt, and it's a shame.
People did get hurt. People did get hurt. Some of those cops took rocks.
Yeah, I mean, hurt, but I mean, like, someone's gonna end up dying, and it's just an escalation of things, and it shouldn't be like that.
I know. It's just, I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough thing. It's like, okay, people are mad because people are getting. Let's just say they were here to get people that are living here illegal. Let's just say it was that. But like I told you, they're here. They're here to get the bad people first, and maybe later on, years down the road, maybe they'll deal with the other ones. But right now, that's their number one goal. But even if they were to picking up people that were illegal or whatever, I mean, I would like to see. Okay, if you want to believe in that, maybe burn your own house down, house that you own, that you're paying for, that's yours. Do that. And show how much, that you're really down for this. Don't go burn my house down. Don't go burn my friend Eddie's car. Don't throw a brick at my friend that has kids in his car. They're just driving by to get home. I mean,
don't get in their way.
Go stealing.
Go
block up the freeway or whatever the hell. Or like, I've seen some little protests around town and stuff that they're peaceful, but they're really small. They're not as big as this LA thing going on, which isn't a peaceful one. But there are little nice ones that are the way they're supposed to be. So don't get me wrong, people listening. I see little ones around town, but that's not the one we're talking about. We're talking about the stupid ones in LA.
It's like the Rodney King thing all over again.
It's like the George Floyd thing all over again. It's just let's get an excuse. And believe me, what you see out there, don't think that's organic. I mean, some people go out there, but there are powers to be, rich people who want this, and they got their professional agitators, and they go out there, and you got us Che or Castro, call them useful idiots who will join up and do what this guy's telling you to do. Go break that window, go throw a rock at that car, go run into the freeway, put themselves in the line of of danger. And believe me, all these little side protests in downtown LA that are peaceful, those are all set up to so they can get the video and then put that on social media. No, this is what's really happening. What you see on the news, that's that's people, that's nothing. I mean, as I think it was Karen Bassett or Newsom, it was like, don't believe what you saw.
No, that's
It's
not right. Yeah. Yeah, there, like I said, there are some, and maybe they are set up, and maybe they're not. Whatever. Maybe there's some real, true, nice, peaceful ones, and I'm sure there is, and that's great. But that's not what we're talking about. It's that big one down in L.A. that's out of control, and for Newsom to say everything's okay, it's not okay.
It's Trump's fault and Ice's fault. If they hadn't shown up, okay. That's the same stupid argument. Okay, it's if you and Steve and me, we go to Eddie's house and we break in and we punch him in the face and we start tearing up his house. And like a neighbor calls the police and then the police show up and then the fight escalates. They'll be saying like, it's the neighbor's fault and it's the police fault for showing up. It's like, no, we're the ones doing wrong. And even if we want to say, okay, the fight didn't start until they showed up. As soon as they block traffic and get on the freeway, they're being violent. I'm sorry. Blocking traffic is a violent act.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Look, they've for them to call out the Marines. I mean, I don't know, but people that I don't know if they, I know LA people think they're badass, and they are, but these guys won't fuck around. You throw a rock at them or a brick, they'll probably drag your ass around the corner, and they will beat you so bad, you will be traumatized for the rest of your life.
I don't know. I think
that's what I think.
I mean they're calling them out, but they're not going to be Marines. I mean they're going to be handcuffed and.
Well, you go throw a brick at a Marine, see what happens. They're there to clean house. That's what they're here for. They don't want to be. They do want to be here because this is the stuff they do for fun. They are the elite. They're the killers.
What are the rules of engagement for them? Like, are they used? I wonder if they're allowed to use lethal force.
I don't think
if they get the okay, their motto is not to ask why, not to ask questions, because any second they lose, they can die. They are trained. They are trained to take orders right away.
Yep.
Now, do I think they're going to go and just kill everyone? No, but take somebody to fuck up in front of them and try to throw a brick at their head or something. They're going to do the first thing. Then they have open. Then they're going to shoot them. They might beat the hell out of them or something. But it depends. It depends what happens. If LA tries to rush them or something, then they'll just say, hey, you know what? Do whatever you got to do.
Yeah, they have to defend themselves.
They told them already, hey, we're bringing out the Marines. Go home. I don't know what kind of warning they need. Maybe they don't think the Marines, maybe they think they're pussies. I don't know.
Well, they don't want to go.
That motto is fuck around and find out.
There's a sushi restaurant to be looted. Why would they go home?
Oh, Jesus.
Even if the Marines are coming.
Well, they're not going just to do that. If they're going to see if anybody starts hurting anybody, then they're going to hurt. They're going to put a little bit of hurt on, I guess. And I don't know. People, I don't think they understand. The Marines are the dudes. The Marines are the dudes they send out to those guys, they go through some training. They're trained to kill. I'm not saying they're going out to kill people in LA, but if you want to cross them and try to fuck them up or whatever, it's not going to work. I don't know. It's just, and then Newsom's blaming Trump for sending out people to keep the police officers protected. The police officers are actually doing a good job. They don't want to fuck with the people. They're just kind of like, hey, back up, back up, back up. They're not like beating nobody but
because
they're not trained. I don't think they're trained to fight the crowd. They're trained to try to keep them calm.
Well, I'm sure they have some kind of riot training, but
but not like
it's just
that.
a shame.
Maybe the SWAT team or something, but that's our mayor and our governor's job to get them out there to put a stop to it. They think this is not a big thing. That's the problem.
It is a bit. It's shameful. It's
And it's not
it's
going
too
to
bad
stop
that it's
until
come down to
somebody
this.
come in and just cleans. When I say clean house, I don't mean come in and blow everybody up. I mean come in and okay, we're going to get you off the street in our
back
way.
home.
In our way. No, I mean the people that are trying to hurt
Yeah.
people, throwing rocks and
Oh no,
throwing bombs and shit like that.
back to their houses, back to their mother's basements, and
Yes, they
you
let them do it their way. And
Go.
I don't. That's a whole different way that we know about. So, unless
Come on.
you've been in the Marines,
Come on, parents, people, your parents just bought you the Nintendo Switch 2. Get back to your basement and start playing your games. You reading Paris's comment?
yes, go ahead and read it.
And this is a part of the comment. She says, Paris Holman, I have a friend who is illegal, been here since 82, has 4 adult children, all born here, and she's scared to death, hiding out. It's heartbreaking. Sweetest lady, minds her business, hardworking, but mortified she's going to get sent back. Send the criminals, the law-breaking gang members back. Okay, I agree with that last sentence. But she's been here since 82. This is what we talked about, Steve. You were just saying. She's been here since 82.
I get it.
40 years, and you can't do the paperwork. I mean, you want to stay here. There's the process. Reagan gave amnesty in 86.
No,
why
I
understand. Why didn't she do the paperwork then?
That's the problem. It's kind of like it's kind of like Eddie. I don't know. It's like if you get a warrant. I don't know if anybody's ever had one, but if you've ever had one, it's just like you get a ticket or something. You're supposed to go to court and you don't show up. That's how you get a warrant. Well, you're supposed to show up. You promise the judge, it's the law, to show up, and if you don't, you get a warrant for your arrest.
And a lot of these,
if you ever had do you like to look? It's like you're looking over your shoulder until you get caught. You could live a good life and not get caught for years, but you may have a taillight broken out one day and they pull you over to say, hey, you got a taillight out. Let me see your license and registration. Oh, you got a warrant out since 20 years ago. They got to take you in.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's nice people out here, beautiful people. Then you're right, Alberto. If you've been here, especially if you don't want to do it for you because it just takes too much time, or do it for your kids.
She's got 4 adult children. They can't help her out. I mean, I know these classes and paperwork, cost money. Her 4 kids can, say, okay, we'll all pitch in, make sure, let's get you in the process.
Yeah, I don't think Paris was listening earlier that they are here for the gangbangers and the murderers and the guys raping little girls and wives. That's what they're here for.
And those protesters will,
but
a lot of them are doing what they're doing just to protect them too.
The states that aren't working with these people are here we go with the blue and red states are sanctuary states, which means that they're a blue state. They don't want to work with the red people to try to do something because for whatever reason they don't like them or whatever. And if they would just work with them, and they got the bad people in jail or they have them in custody, turn them over, let them take them back to Mexico. They don't want these people like Paris is saying. A woman that's been here since 82, that's got 4 kids, put them through school, and they're doing great. They don't want those people. That's where everybody's getting mixed up, thinking, oh, they're just coming out, finding the good people and taking them. They're not doing that. They want to work with California, and they want what's another
New York,
Michigan, or with these other sanctuary states. They want to work with them, but they don't want to work.
Chicago.
Yeah, they don't want to work with them because they're Republicans, I guess, because they don't like Trump or they don't like this or they don't like that. If they just worked with them, they would get the bad people and get the hell out. But they gotta be hard-headed, and they gotta be stupid. And look at LA is a big example of being stupid. And I live out here. We see all this. Me, Alberto, Eddie. There's 3 guys right here. They're going to have to pay to rebuild whatever's been damaged. It's our taxpayer money that is going to come out of our money. Not somebody from Arizona or New York or
Mexico or
Central
America or wherever.
Anywhere. It's going to be us. And the people doing that are so stupid they don't even realize that.
Well, I assume a lot of them don't even pay taxes, don't have jobs or anything.
It doesn't even make sense. You're going to go steal from a store. It has nothing to do with ICE. You're mad at ICE because they're coming and getting people, but yet you're going to a business, somebody who started a business, Have you ever started a business? You know how hard that is? How much money you have to probably get a loan for to start a business and then have a bunch of assholes come, steal everything and burn it down?
Hmm.
Imagine that.
Exactly.
And the bank still wants their money. They're not going to say, "Oh, well, too bad. Okay, no problem."
You
We
might
don't
have a
know.
little insurance, but not enough for the whole thing. You might have enough maybe to break even to get you, and then you don't have a business anymore to pay off whatever debt you owed, and then you're back to square one.
Yeah.
And I hope that once this is I hope people out there please go and go through the process of doing to be a citizen. I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know. I've talked to people. They say it's not that hard. It's just you got to do it. It takes some time out of your life. That's all it is. Just like if I want to go back to school and get a doctorate or something. Okay, I still work, but I would have to go to night school or if I really wanted to do it, I would have to take time out of my life to do it. Right? Or I cannot do it. I have a choice. I mean,
Hmm.
I think with the kids thing, man, that if I was over here and I had a kid out here and I was from Mexico or something or another country, that would probably make me want to go to class because I don't want to be taken away and my kid left here. I wouldn't want
Or
that. If I won't do it for myself, I would do it for my kid or kids. It's like,
or,
what?
or,
I
or,
better get a citizenship because for my kids. So I'm always here for them.
or you don't want to take your kids back, to Mexico or wherever
Yeah, I don't
you're
even know.
from.
Do they take the kids? Do they take the kids with them, or do they consider?
They can. I
citizens?
mean, it's not against the law. I mean, you can
Oh
take your kid.
no, I mean,
I know.
like, say you get deported, do they take your kids with you, or did they just take the illegal person? I don't know,
I don't think they can force.
but they can take them.
You can leave them behind if you have people here who can take care of them.
No, but I mean,
if
will
you
they
have,
take them? Will they take them by law, or do they say, "Hey"?
no.
Because I'm
Uh,
sure they don't give them a hey. They're taking the
I mean,
legal person. Do they say, "Hey, do you want us to take your kids with you"? Do they get that choice?
Yeah.
So they get to stay with their parents.
So if I was illegal and I had kids and I got caught and I get sent back to Mexico, do I have the choice to bring my kids? Yes, I have my choice to bring my kids.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go. They must be okay with that.
If I mean, it's not like they're gonna just keep.
I thought they were going to get taken away from each other. Take the mom or the dad that's illegal, and since the kids were here born, they get to stay here whether they have parents or not. I mean, family or not. They just go to foster care or what have you. But if they get a choice, of course they're going to take them back to Mexico with them.
Some won't.
Well, why? Why are they? Oh, the better life.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it. Man, that's some kind of gamble.
I think really if you have family, I don't think if you most of them, I would assume most of them say if they're going to go to the foster system with strangers, they'll just take them back to Mexico or back to their home with them. But I think
so
if they have
a
family,
choice.
They have a choice.
Okay, so if they really want to be with their kids and just say, "Hey, we're going to live in Mexico," they can do that.
It's the same thing. People move to other countries all the time. They take their kids with them. The kids don't have a choice. Just like when these dreamers, they come with their parents from Mexico or Central America, and they're 5 years old. They don't have a choice. They just go with their parents. But the parents could leave them back in the country with the aunt or the uncle when they come here, and a lot do that.
Yeah, but that's different. We're talking about somebody who's getting taken back to another country by force. That's different. I mean, if they have a choice to take their kids with them as they're getting deported,
they have.
I think that's. I mean, that sucks. They're getting deported, but that's cool that they're not going to be stripped of their kids. If they, but like you say, if you want to leave them here and foster them and for a better life,
if the kids were born here and citizens and they have family.
Yeah, but let's say they're 2 years old. They don't know nothing. I mean, you can say, okay, well, I'm gonna hopefully I'm just gonna leave them in L.A. or wherever the hell they live, California, and they'll put them in foster care, and I'll just let them be.
It's I mean, they'll go into the system, and then as the parents get processed, they'll get. Do you want to take them with you, or do you want to leave them?
Well, I know that my point is, why would you leave your kid, your baby?
I'm not even sure about the foster. I assume if there's, you have a family or like you have somebody. I don't know the official rule, but I mean it's if you're a parent and you're getting deported, you can take your kids with you.
Okay.
The authorities are not going to say no. You have to leave your kids behind.
Okay, well that's cool then. Then
Okay,
they're okay. Then they can live in Mexico.
I don't want to. I'm clear on that. You can take
Eddie,
your kids
is this
with
true?
you. I don't know about if you don't have nobody.
I think
Do you have
sounds
to be
right,
in the
yes.
foster system? That's
Okay.
the second part. I'm not really sure about.
I'm only asking because I always hear people say, they're stripping their kid, they're taking the kids away, and they're doing
Well-
it. And it's like, why how would if they have a choice to let the kids go with them, you take your kids back with you to wherever country you are getting deported to,
I
and
mean, I would
then maybe do it the right way next time. I don't know, or
You
just
know,
stay there and just stay in that country wherever it is. And I'm just bagging on Mexico, and there's other countries people come from.
that's around the world problem.
It's around the world that
But I mean, it's kind of like me, an American citizen. If I had a kid and no wife, no mother involved, and I get convicted of a crime, I'm going to prison. Okay, I'm going to be. The kid doesn't get to come with me to prison. He goes into the system, and there's nobody for me to take care of them.
yeah, no, that's a different
And-
thing. If you're going
Yeah,
away,
but
I mean,
but if I'm getting deported, I can take them.
that's a good point.
I'm technically free, and if I got deported to Mexico, I'm technically a free person there, unless I've committed a bunch of crimes over there, and I'm going to prison over there.
Yeah, just because you're getting deported doesn't mean I mean, you did break USA law, but all they're doing is they're sending you back. I mean, I guess they could do something you here for breaking the law. The only thing, the punishment they're getting is getting sent back. That's not a bad deal. They can throw them in jail, I guess, if they really wanted to. And then that's where we come with an American. Like if I get thrown in jail for something really bad for 20 years, and
Yeah,
my kid's not going to be, I can't take, you're right. You can't take my kid. I'm fucked.
You can't take a kid with you to prison, so
Yeah.
he goes into the system if you don't have anybody.
But let's say I was here legal and I had a son, or I have my son, and I get deported back to Puerto Rico or wherever, Venezuela, pick a country, Mexico. At least I'm taking my kid and I go, hey man, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna let me fix this. Let me get my papers and we'll go back if I really want to be here. Or I could just say, you know what, man, fuck all that shit. Let's just live here.
And then son, when you're 18, you can go back to live in the United States.
Yes, you know how it is out there. If you liked it, you know how to. There's a process. I don't want to do it for my own reasons. If you do, when you're 18, there's a process and you can go through it. And so. But I'm glad they're able to take their kids if they want.
I know extended family who did that. They came here, I believe illegally, lived for a while, and then they decided, okay, we're moving back to Mexico, and they had daughters, like 3 daughters, all born here, American citizens. They took them with them.
I saw this thing. I agree with what you said about mothers abandoning their kids here. I get it because there is a better life here.
Well, I mean,
but all you have to do is let's say that mama she's talking about or somebody, they get deported to Mexico and they say they have a newborn baby or whatever, or 1 year, 2 years old. They can't fend for themselves yet. She can take the baby with her. All she has to do is just get her citizenship. Does it take a little while? Yeah, but before that kid's even 5-6 years old, they'll be back in the USA.
Well, there's not even citizenship. There's the green card. There's legal residency that puts you on the path, and a lot of these people who are come here illegally are skipping that part. And believe me, and having an American U.S. child, U.S. citizen, it's going to help you out.
So you can get a green card. I forgot about the green cards.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. It's not mandatory to be a citizen to live in the United States and work in the United States. There's other parts, that a lot of people. They know about green cards, but they don't try to emphasize.
So Eddie, I need your input on this.
Yeah.
The comment that Paris put about there's so many stories of mothers abandoning their babies to give them a better life.
But that includes also from the other countries. The parents leave their kids in their other countries who are citizens of that country to come here to give them a better life, to give them the money to have them get a better life in their country. So it's not,
or to get it started out here and then bring them later, or whatever route they want to take. But Do you think, okay, if they're going to abandon their child here because they know here is going to be, they have better opportunities here. Don't you, and they're that's, let's say they're small and you have an opportunity to take them back with you and then actually go through the right process because they really want their kid here. Does that tell you that maybe they don't care to be here, but they rather their kid won't make it maybe in their country? Or I don't even understand why they wouldn't even try to get, like Alberto said, a green card or get the process started to get their kid out here and still be with them. Why would you just leave and say, well, I'll take my chances and have my kid go to a foster care and they're going to be better off? When all you have to do is go through the at least the green card process would allow you to come back here, right? And keep going through the whole process. Why would you think somebody would do that? They just don't want to deal with it? Well, Obama don't want to deal with it?
Not unless they have an established life in the country that they're from. And
no, but they're living here. Let's say they're living here and they get deported and they go, oh, I'm going to leave my kid here because they're going to have a better chance here. But they can both have a better chance. All they have to do is, okay, well, I should have done it the right way. We'll start the process and we'll get the green card or whatever you have to do. And then we'll try to get the citizenship. And then we can both have a good life together. You don't have to abandon your baby. Unless you just don't want to go through the process. You just don't want to do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like you have a baby. You're having a baby and then you're going to send the baby to the United States. That's what I don't understand.
I don't know. You'd have to get into the head of someone that's done that.
Yeah,
and ask what.
And you ask most people, would they rather live here or in Mexico? Hey, I don't know. Mexico's not for me. I had a bad experience and I won't ever go back. But hey, some people maybe they love it and that's all they know or whatever. But most people out here, if you say that nobody wants to go back, if people trying to take them back, I don't want to go back. They want to stay here. So, why don't it doesn't make sense to me.
It's not
you
just
can wave
Mexico.
the Mexican flag all you want out here in the US of A and burn the USA flag all you want. But they say, okay, you want us to take you back? No, I don't want to go. All of a sudden, now you don't want to go back.
Yeah, it's people don't want
to have your priorities straight.
From the Middle East here. There's people from China that are illegal and they don't want to go back.
I get it, but they'll run through the streets with whatever flag of the home they don't want to be at, and burn the flag of the country they're living in. That's giving them the right to do that.
Yeah,
and that doesn't make sense to me.
That makes no sense.
And I tell you, Eddie, you know what? I may be sometimes act like an asshole on the show, but I'm one of the nicest guys there is. And I got a heart, believe it or not. I do.
Yeah, it just makes no sense why people, I don't know. This is just a big mess. That's what it is.
If it was me and I could help everybody and get them in classes and get them passed, get their paperwork, I would do it. But as an American living here in California, I have to keep up on all my stuff for my family to make sure that, I don't fuck up and end up in jail. I have all my licenses and everything I need to do to live here.
Maybe what they should do is some kind of immigration plan. You know how much money they could generate if
I guess they could say, let's pick up, if they pick up people that are here illegally and then, okay, they know how long they've been here. They know, hey, they're not troublemakers or, or the people from whatever countries, Okay, unfortunately we got to deport them. But what we'll do is we'll help them take the class.
Not take the class.
We'll offer them the class. And while they're, it's like when you go to jail, if people go to jail, you hear about them going to school, getting their GED or diplomas or whatever. I mean, they're not going to jail. They're just going back home to their native country. Yeah, like a traffic school. Fuck, give them a Saturday 10-hour class. Teach them who Ronald Reagan was, and then he was an actor with the monkey and whatever you got to learn.
and he became president of the United
And then
States.
there you go. Or know who else? Know who? What questions do you need to know about being in here?
Go learn who Joe Biden is, because even he doesn't know.
Oh God, stop it.
I think you just need to
Okay.
know you just need to know the basics, like the
This is a good
the
country, people.
branches of government.
And we know because they're all coming here.
Yes, everybody wants to be here, but I mean, God, as
And then-
Americans, we have to go through a lot to. We don't. All we have to do is obey the law, pay whatever taxes we gotta pay, and stuff like that, just to not go to jail and just be a good, hardworking man or woman. Take care of your family. That's all it is.
Mhm.
If you're mad at something, don't hurt nobody.
Like I
Don't hurt
it just
nobody.
I feel bad for the people that are fleeing like violence. Like you hear Venezuela, people going hungry because there's no food.
Yeah,
What was
and
it?
you know what? We help a lot of people. We're the ones to go to. We're the country to go to help. But we can't help everybody.
Like
And
there's
when we-
people in
we-
Africa starving that.
Yeah, but that's that's another problem with the way we do stuff. It's like we'll give this country there's like Eddie said, there's some people starving in Africa. Okay, let's give that country a bunch of money, and then their leaders just take it and
Yeah,
keep it for
yeah.
themselves. And they 1 year later they're all starving, and you're thinking, well, we just sent millions of dollars. What happened?
It's a shame.
Or-
It's a shame.
But nobody bothered
Yes.
to look into it.
And it's also like we'll give out a lot of money to other countries to help, like starving people and kids, and and then
Wars.
there's people here that are all fucked up. Maybe they're veterans, or that we don't even help our own, really. And it's like, dude, okay, we can help our people and we can help other people, but yeah, like you said, if those people in charge of the country just take the money and live high on the hog, then unfortunately we have to stop. It's not like we can go over there and take over the country and bomb them, because then everybody would be in an uproar. Oh, America is this, they're just going in, they're big bad dudes, they're going to come take over the country. But
Like right
okay,
here,
then you stay there. Your ruler of your country doesn't want to use that money that we sent, those billions of dollars, to feed you guys and build your country up. We can't help you no more.
Like how much money have we given to Ukraine and
That was another thing. That is so dumb. We're giving them, it's like burning money. They're not going to beat Russia.
Ukraine?
No, they're not going to. They're just going to keep up to throw some bombs. They're not going to
Somalia,
beat Russia. There's no way.
Somalia, Afghanistan.
We just send them money. They buy some pellet guns, and they just stay in the wars, barely hanging in there. It's just burning our money.
Yep.
If
And
they
killing
really
innocents.
wanted to stop it, they would go out there and jump in and go fucking go all out war with Russia. But with the NATO bullshit, that's just if somebody needs help, it should be up to them. If we want to help you, let's go do it. When you have all these rules, it just doesn't work. It's like, don't you dare go over there and help so and so. Well, we want to go help them. They need help. Well, wait a minute. We have this thing. It's called NAFTA. This is how we do it. We have to sit here. Oh, but we can donate money. It's almost like helping them, right? But we can never give them enough money where their military would be as big or bigger than the United States. No way. Because where would that leave us? We'd be vulnerable to the rest of the world. That's just the way it is. They always want the United States to always go out and make things better for everybody who's fighting. And that's fine. We can help a lot of people, but we still have to make sure we can protect ourselves. We don't, I think Americans live pretty good. We live okay as long as we abide by the laws, do our, be good men and women, good citizens, don't hurt nobody. You're right, Eddie. It's a good life out here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good life. Just do what you have to do to be here. That's all. That's not asking much. Paris, thank you for the comments. I don't know. I hope I didn't sound. I'm just speaking how I feel. Everybody's got a different view on things, and they can think this thing that's going on is people are just out to hurt hardworking Mexican people from Mexico. I don't think that at all. I have friends that I've just found out that are illegal. I'm like, holy moly. But all I can do is just say, hey, just be careful. I don't know what else to say. I can't help them. And I can't go, hey, I'll go to school for you and get your papers. All I can say is, hey, be careful. I don't even know what to say. You know, one guy that I just found out that, he's a good dude. He owns his own business. I coached his son. He's a good kid. He graduated from it's like all this stuff that you've done is so wonderful. But yet you can just take the time to go and take classes to get the paperwork started to be a citizen. It's like you're smart to do all this other stuff.
Smart enough to start your own business and you can't.
Well, maybe it's not that easy.
Eddie, there's a lot of people who've done it.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people who've done it, but maybe it could be. It might not be that easy. I don't know. I know there's people
easy
that have
as
done
in
it.
what do you mean? Like the testing or just like taking time out of your life?
I just don't know what their every situation is different. Like you don't know why it is that they haven't done the proper paperwork.
All right, that's
Could
true.
be, with the immigration laws, and I don't know.
All right, well, that is true. But there's a lot of people who have done it, so
yeah, there's a lot
I
of
don't
people
know.
that have
I
done
don't know
it.
what. The only thing that can be holding them back is they're not smart. I mean, all you got to do is study. I mean, you get a book, and if you really want to do something, Eddie, if you wanted to pick something you would like to be that you're not, just anything. How about Alberta? You pick something for him. It's kind of hard to tell somebody to pick something.
Let's make it a Dr. Eddie.
Okay, if you wanted to be a doctor, if you really, really, really wanted to, Eddie, you really wanted to, you could go to school and you can study, you can get books and put your life into it. I mean, you can still have a job too, but any spare time you have, you can go to school, you can read about it, you can go work for free at the clinics. If you really wanted to, you could probably do it, right? It might, depending on if you're really, really smart, you can probably do it sooner than maybe somebody who needs to study twice as hard. Might take a little longer, but you can get there if you really do it, right?
Yeah.
If you read a book, let's say you read a book and somebody says, Eddie, what was the book about? I don't know. It was kind of hard to understand, but I think it was, then you read it again. Eddie, what was the story about? Oh, it was kind of like this, but I don't know. You might have to read it like 10 times, but finally you'll probably memorize the damn thing. You can tell me from front to cover what it's about. Right?
Yep.
It's the same with anything. I mean, sometimes if you have to study 3 times harder than the next person who just is naturally gifted in the brain, you have to do it. Like here, let's say podcast. Let's say you're a genius at podcasting and doing shows like the M25 show. You're just a natural born. It's for you. Yet you get somebody else go, hey, you want to come on the show with me and do it? Oh, okay, no, I can't be. I mean, they get all nervous and all of a sudden, it's like it's not their thing. But if they start doing it, it's like second nature. It may take them a year, 2 years. It's just like us talking in a room together, hanging out, drinking a beer. If you do something long enough and hard enough, you're going to get it. Just like work. If you do it long enough or hard enough, it's going to get you.
Get you nowhere.
The work will get you because you'll be worn out.
It'll get you in a wheelchair.
Eventually it'll kill you.
And then finally the grave.
But Paris, I hope your friend is okay, and I don't know. We can say like, I hope maybe her kids will help her or whatever, but it's not for us to do that because everybody you you can't say, hey, go do this, go do that, go do that. They have to be the ones to do it. Unfortunately, I wish I could snap my finger and everybody get papers that are good people, not the bad one, not the murderers and shit, but they can all have it in a perfect world. But I can't say, oh, her kids should do it for them. In my mind, I can be thinking that, but she has to do it. You know,
I wonder what the cost is to do all the paperwork and stuff.
I have no idea. I've never had to do it, Eddie. I don't know.
I know, but I'm just.
But I do know it
There's
yeah,
gotta
it probably
be a-
costs money.
There's got to be a price, like.
Well, I mean, what price would you put on
No,
being an American?
I understand
citizen?
that,
but
I
you
don't
know
know,
what? I'll tell you right now, Eddie. Let me see here. Let me look up my
I don't know if you could do it on your own, or you have to get an immigration attorney.
I did Google how much does it cost to become a U.S. citizen. For most people submitting their paper form by mail, the fee is now $760. Applicants can also file online with USCIS and pay $710. But that's just paperwork. I mean, some people need to take classes, and
so maybe a couple grand.
There's people that have to hire an immigration attorney.
Well, I'm sure you can make payments, Eddie. That's what America's made on, is putting people in debt.
I know that. I'm just saying. So
yeah,
roughly $700.
And you know what? I don't even think you have to hire unless you don't understand it, then it's probably best if you do hire somebody to walk you through it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you're able to read and understand the form you need to fill out,
mm-hmm.
I think that's all you got to do is just fill out the forms, go to whatever classes you need to take, and then of course, you got to pay Uncle Sam. But I think when you're talking about when you have to hire like a lawyer or something, it's like you don't know. You don't know.
People, I have frozen up. Sorry, I froze up here for a second. I was saying, reading on Google, how many years does it take to become an American citizen? To become an American citizen through naturalization, you typically need to be a lawful permanent resident green card holder for at least 5 years. However, if you're married to a U.S. citizen, you may be eligible for naturalization in 3 years after getting your green card. So I know Paris' friend's been here since '82. I mean, there's a process, and it's not. I don't know. I don't know if they're
this process. What can you compare it to something out here that we would do besides going to school and being like getting a bachelor's degree or master's or whatever? I'm talking like it's not even like buying a home, because
like getting your driver's license.
Well, I mean,
no, something that's going to take time. Maybe a house, because it can take like a month to forgo escrow and stuff like that. You got to come up with the money. You got to sign paperwork.
You got time to save your money, and then you got to do the paperwork. You got to go find and then do that, and then you got to pay the mortgage. I mean, until you're finally a homeowner and not the bank. I know a lot of people think.
Would that be considered something like that, or no?
No.
Or what would you consider something like that of getting citizenship or a green card that we would have to do out here?
There's a process. You first get your permit,
take a test,
get your permit.
You got to take classes. You got to learn.
You know what? You're right.
For a new driver, 6 months. As a youngster,
for a new driver, that's got to go through the whole process.
Because once you're 18, you can just go in the DMV and take the test.
Yeah, but you still got to go. And if you don't pass it, what happens? You got to go back. You got to wait.
I can't just get behind the wheel of a car and just drive. And as long as I haven't been running any red lights or stop signs, I'm fine. And what do you have to do before the driving test? There's 2 things you got to do. What is that?
You got to study.
You got to take the written test. You got to pass the written test. You got to study, and then most of all, when you take your driving test, before you even take it, you got to pay them.
Yeah.
You got to give them that green.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you pass or fail, you still got to pay them.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Amy Robertson. Hello, Amy Robertson. Is that flag is from? Is that Texas?
I don't know.
Eddie, is that Texas?
Amy Robertson.
Amy Robinson. I'm trying to think. Amy Robinson. I know that name, but this is where I get in trouble, Eddie. I know so
Might be
many people.
Texas.
Okay, what's going on here, Eddie? You want to read the? Is this the first comment?
Yeah, from David Dugan. I'll read it. Hey, so much shit going on this weekend, this morning. Still got someone from the past still making insults about me on your page. Any names, David? We'll get rid of them right now.
Oh, somebody's talking about him.
Apparently.
I hope it's not. It's not. Who's the girl that was making all the comments?
Kim?
It's not Paris, is it?
No.
What happened to Paris?
I don't know. I don't know. He has to tell us who, because it hasn't crossed my my feed. David also says, too much to buy a home these days. The dream of being a homeowner is becoming just a dream. I agree, but it's, we got a society that's saying a lot of these kids are being told, young people saying, don't buy a house, just rent all your life. And you got houses going for sale, and you got people retiring. They don't need a house anymore. They don't need money. They want money to enjoy their golden years. And so now you got these private companies buying them up, and they're not selling them. They're going to rent them out.
Mm-hmm.
David says Carla apparently is saying stuff. So we're going to find that out.
You have to make $162,000 to buy a condo, to afford a condo.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, like it's just economy is not good, right? There's a chance where they can get the economy lower, where houses will come down, but
I don't know. It's
either going to take time, or it's got to be a big change for that to come back the way it used to be.
Yeah,
or Eddie, crazy. You're going to have to study and be a doctor.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's like I said, this whole system. I don't know. You got a generation being told you're never going to own a home. Don't even try. But I mean, it's always difficult to own a home. Even, believe me, I know they say, well, houses were $150,000, 20 years ago or something. But I mean, people weren't making them at that much money. It was still a sacrifice back then. It was a sacrifice for your parents.
That's true.
So it's, what I would tell these young people is, you got to get in there. It's my mom bought her house in 2011, 2012. And, at that time she was paying a $1,500 mortgage. And, I was paying here, I think $850, maybe less than $900 for my rent. And, people would have said, my mom's kind of, wasn't kind of smart, back then. But I mean, you come now, I'm almost at $1,500 for renting this apartment, just this room. She's still paying $1,500. Now she's a smart one. They say it's not smart to buy a house. Yeah, it's not smart now, but you wait 10, 15, 20 years, and you're going to be the smart one. This is what I would tell anybody who's 25, they're out of college, or 22. I go, get a job, start saving your money. When you're 25, buy a house. Bring your friends, who want to rent and all that. Make a contract. Have them help you up. Paying the house in the early going. Your wages are going to go up. You're going to make more money. That mortgage is not going to go up because it's fixed. And believe me, in 15 years, you can kick them out, start your family. You're going to have a house. You're going to have security. They're not. They're going to be going out to the apartments, who rent. They just keep going up every year. Mine keeps going up every year. That's the way it was always done. But I mean, you have now a society. They tell these kids, you're 25. Yeah, be a kid. Don't be responsible. Don't get married. And then you turn around. Now you're 40 years old, and now you want a house, and you're looking at a 30-year mortgage. So you're going to be working until you're 70 to pay off the house. And people get discouraged. But I mean, it's
probably die before your house is paid off.
And these houses are going up in these private companies, Blackwater, BlackRock, whatever. They're buying them up because you got these boomers and late Gen Xers are retiring. They need money. They can't find 25-year-olds to buy them because they're all discouraged. And then
That's why you gotta go get an education, Alberto.
So you're selling to these, equity firms, private equity firms, whatever they're called, and then they're not gonna sell the house to somebody. They're gonna rent it out and make as much money as they can for it.
You have to take it upon yourself to go to school, get a good career where you can afford a house at these prices. That's just the only way.
David got a couple comments while I was ranting. You should see here in Ontario, they're tearing down old homes and businesses on one of our main streets and building apartment complexes and warehouses everywhere. Yeah, because I mean that's where the money's going to be. These houses are being bought by, like I said, whatever these come BlackRock. You've seen them, Redfin or whatever, and it's for them. A single family house is not going to make as much money as an apartment complex or a warehouse. I mean, I guess now they're building Costco's and they're putting apartments on top of the Costco's. I mean,
you never be late to work.
Work at Costco, just walk down the stairs.
Hey, that's something for Will.
Dave also said, you realize as a renter, you have given all this money for renting the place and you have nothing to show for it now because you don't own and still renting. And that's the thing. I mean, the older generation, the boomers, this is the way you get money in your old age. You own a house. You work hard for it, and then you raise your kids, and then they move out. And the way it should be. I know somebody one time he complained that that the kids sell the house when they die or something. But I mean, in a way, it shouldn't be like the family house shouldn't be handed out generation to generation. In reality, you want your kids to grow up, and buy their own house. And then your house, once you don't need it anymore, and once you're older, you want to enjoy life. Now you sell it, and then you downgrade to an apartment. But that's not happening now.
Well, as long as you have a roof over your head, David, that's all that matters. If you
that's what you have to believe. I mean, if you're renting, it's like I have a warm place to sleep in the rain.
It could be worse.
But I mean, I have to.
Like
work.
I said, if you want to beat all those odds and you want to do all that, growing up while you still live at home and you have an opportunity, if you're lucky that your parents are still here with you and they let you stay home, go to school, find a good career that's going to pay good, where you can go and buy your own house, and it doesn't matter if they're high prices, you can afford it. That's the only way to beat it.
I would say you'll afford it in the end. I know it's, I'm Steve.
No, I'm just saying, like right now, you can't go work at McDonald's and get a house. It's just not going to happen. Yeah. I don't care. You may have to work 30 years and save every penny you got. Like I said,
well, I mean,
who's going to do that? Nobody's going to do it. You're going to be spending money living in apartments or whatever.
How much does a McDonald's manager make?
Oh, man.
Well, I'm just saying, as a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid starting at McDonald's, that's fine. Nothing wrong with it. It's an honest living. But you're probably not going to get a loan for a house right away. I mean, but let's say you go to school and you come out and you're an engineer or something at 20. I mean, you get some good credentials where they'll consider giving you a loan for a house. This guy's going to be making $100 an hour. Hey, we'll take that chance.
I know people that have graduated from college and they can't find jobs. Like, she's an engineer.
Well, David has a comment.
That's the life. That's the life of. That's the rat race. You got to get in there, Eddie.
And this is true from David. He has another comment. Most importantly, save up as much as you can, and eventually invest in a little home. It doesn't have to be one of those mansion castles. It could just be a single family home, and that's right. But I mean, part of what this new generation is being told is like, no, you can't afford your parents' house. You can't. There's no more working your way from the bottom up. It's the same when these kids graduate college and they have to go out to the workforce. They believe I got my diploma, I should be CEO, or maybe not, but top of the corporate, not top, say almost to the top of the corporate office ladder, corner office. It's like, no, these kids have to be taught should be taught in college. When you go into the job world to get a job, you're now a freshman again. You know, you always have to start back from in the next step. You have to go back to the bottom. When you went to college, you were a freshman. You were the year before, you were the big shot senior in high school. Now you had to go back to the beginning, and then you learn. And now you're going to the working world. You're a freshman again, and you got to start at the bottom. And you're gonna have to learn all these things as you move up. How many of these people have degrees, and they're working below them? They don't want to go into whatever they wanted to go because, I got to start at the beginning. Yeah, but you got to start at the beginning, and you work your way up.
I don't know. Listen to your parents; they'll guide you the right way. Get a credit card, start your credit. If things don't work out in the job you want, if you got to go to McDonald's, go all the way. Be owner of your own franchise.
How many did that? They started working flipping the burgers, frying the fries, and you save up, you get a franchise. Now sometimes they make it kind of hard, but I mean, it's possible. You can do it.
Maybe not McDonald's because that's a lot for those franchises. Maybe like a Little Caesars or something where it's like McDonald's. I looked that up once. Man, they charge a lot of money to get one of those started.
Yeah, but
compared to like a Little Caesars or something, it's I think they tripled the money.
But I think McDonald's guarantees make your money back in, I think it's a year or 2 years.
Yeah, but you got to get that loan first. Jesus Christ! Mm-hmm. If you, like I said, if you have great credit and a decent job, then you'll get it. But if you're just you're like Rollo,
and you got to hope no anti-ICE protest shows up in your neighborhood because you're
15 years ago, I knew this lady who looked into buying a McDonald's franchise.
Yes,
and they said they wouldn't even talk to her unless she had $250,000 cash.
I think that's how much it is to franchise one.
250,
if not more.
$250,000.
Tell her to go to Little Caesars, Eddie. You can get a franchise for like $20,000.
Really? Little Caesars, and make your money. Get your 250, and then you upgrade. You sell your Little Caesar franchise, and then you go.
Yeah, you could do that too. But Little Caesars doesn't do too bad. Shit, I think I would live pretty good on Little Caesar.
Like the blind side and buy a bunch of Taco Bells.
Yeah,
David, I don't think In-N-Out doesn't franchise. I think they're all in-house. For Dave's Hot Chicken, I'm not really sure how their system is. If it is a franchise or it's
yeah, I think it has to be like a really, really big. Is Little Caesars pretty much statewide?
Yes,
nationwide. Yeah, there has to be like a lot of them. I think that's how they grow them, right?
They started Detroit.
I know. Look at Eddie with the Little Caesar info.
Yeah, they're starting.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're based out of Detroit. That's why.
I would. Hey, let's get together.
The arena out there.
You guys want to get together and get a franchise for Little Caesars? All of us get Alyssa in on this, and
we'll show people.
Yeah, we'll have a show at Little Caesars, M25 Caesars.
All right, that's
I would do that. I think that place makes some good money. I think.
I mean, it's just
it's not that. I mean, remember it used to be $5, but they have to compete too. So
yeah, $6.99 now.
But still a good price, and I like that pizza.
It's pretty good.
I might even get some today.
It's a pretty good pizza.
Little Caesars for all your wholesome party, for your taste buds. You want a good pizza? Go to Little Caesars. Fuck Pizza Hut.
I think even a Subway was like $20,000.
Yeah,
Subway's good too. You can make some bucks there. A lot of people like to eat like healthy and stuff. Why am I using cuss words today?
Huh?
Oh, here we go. Because of Jared?
No, I think they're getting the butt kissed by all the other sandwich places like Jersey Mike's and Jimmy
really?
John's. Yeah,
I thought they were like number 2 behind McDonald's.
I mean, I think they're still big, and I mean, from what I hear, the air is coming out of the balloon. So,
I don't know, Eddie. What should we do? What do you want to do? What franchise you want to get?
If I had a choice,
yeah,
if I had a choice, I'd get a Carl's Jr. because I love that place.
Carl's Jr. franchise. You know what? That wouldn't be bad because that place is expensive as hell.
Yep.
Good God. What the hell? What kind of meat do they use? Women?
And that's just the regular burgers, not the remember their $6 burgers.
Good Lord. I would go and buy like
Just
for two people, come out of there like $40. It's like, good God.
You're talking $20 a person just for a regular combo.
No, you can get a combo there for. You can get a superstar combo for $8.99.
Okay, small fries and small drink.
$8.99? $10?
Yeah, $10.
I don't know. Every time I go to, I love it. It's good food, but every time I go
Yeah.
through there, and you know the cashier and the microphone, okay, that'll be $55. Like, 50, damn.
You just drive right past the window.
I go, is this Black Angus or is this Carl's?
You have to get the specials, Steve. You have to get the specials.
Got to order through the app, Steve.
I'm gonna start ordering through the app. I mean, hey, I
They
don't
have
mind paying good money for good food, but Jesus,
They have a sourdough superstar that's really good too.
how much is that monster?
I think it's $6.99 right now.
David still wants to get in on thugs. Okay, so we got to put a little Caesars inside. Remember that's the medieval time gangster restaurant with the blood from the Crips.
Little Caesars has a stuffed crust pizza. I didn't know that.
It's
I
okay.
just saw it yesterday. It's a pretzel. It's a pretzel crust, and then
I don't know.
they make a
See the
stuffed
big
crust
old.
pretzel.
You know what's funny is I love salt and probably too much, and it's not good for my body. But when you get those pretzels with those big rock salts on them, oh my God, I hate that. And I love salt. That's just too much salt for me. Man, biting into one of those big rocks, and you're like, oh my God, that's too much, Eddie. Why they put the big chunks of salt on those things?
I think that's just special salt. I mean, a lot of pretzels, they'll have that kind of salt. I don't know.
Yeah, but they're like
thing or what?
They're like boulders.
They're not boulders. I mean, they're.
Alberto, would you suck on one of those?
I take them when I eat a pretzel. I'll get them on my finger.
Oh my God!
You chew on them.
Cool. It's kosher salt.
They're like a horse. Does the horse eat those things like those big old things?
They're not sugar cubes, okay?
Might as well be.
They're not that big.
Eddie, would you eat an ice? Not ice. I'm thinking of ice. Would you eat a salt chunk as big as a sugar cube?
No.
And just let it dissolve in your mouth, like Mr. Ed.
I think that much salt is bad for you.
No.
Oh my God. $16 for a $6 burger? God, what'd you put on it?
Just a regular. I think because Carl's, they had, it's kind of they played off, like when you go to the restaurants, like actual sit down restaurant, how big their burger is, how much thicker the patty is. So they had the $6 burger way back in whatever 1999, whenever they started them, they were $6. Now they're probably $16 for just one burger. And forget the combo.
$16 just because you want extra pickles or something, or what?
No, just whatever the variety of the burger is, because I think they have the $6 superstar, a $6 Western bacon. It's just a bigger patty, and then just the rest of the hamburger is the same.
God, I'd like to see the patty for $16. Jesus. Yeah. What size is that thing? Like the size of a tire?
Not that big.
$16 patty?
Yeah.
Does that sound ridiculous to you? A $16 patty?
Well, I mean, if you go to whatever, I'm trying
tell me a restaurant you could go to buy a burger for almost $20.
Probably want to sit down like Norm's.
Oh hell no!
No,
how much do they charge?
$20 for a hamburger?
Well, if you get the whole plate.
It's not even that. Come on, Upper. What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a sit down restaurant that would have them. Maybe Chili's.
You go to Chili's, it's $10.99. You get a fries and a Coke.
I don't know.
And you get never ending Coke. I'm not talking about the one you snort. I'm talking about like the liquid.
Yeah, you can go to Chili's and get
I don't even like Chili's.
I think a Coke and fries and a drink for $10.99.
I didn't like that fucking place. That shit.
It's okay. Some of it's good.
Yeah, but I was all hyped up to go, and I was like, "Oh man, that shit ain't that good."
So if we're we're taking notes for our Christmas party this year. We won't be going to Chili's.
Oh, look at Eddie, all big and bad. And why don't you tell him how you feel about
Golden
what is it?
Corral.
Golden Corral?
No, we're not going to franchise this.
Why don't you get a franchise?
You know what? Let's do that. Let's get a Golden Corral franchise.
Is that something you can stand behind, Eddie?
No.
I don't know. I like smorgasbords though. That's like a smorgasbord kind of, right? Kind of like where you get to pick out your stuff and stuff like that.
It's like a buffet. It's a buffet.
I like buffets. Yeah. Did we ever go out together to that buffet that was out there and by
Chinese buffet?
No, not the Chinese. The big buffet they had over there by the theater, the Regal Theater over there. They had a buffet. What was the buffet that was famous? Hometown buffet. Yeah. Did we ever go there?
No.
I went there.
That was.
I mean, I went there, but it wasn't with you guys.
Okay, I didn't know if we all went there. But that for them getting rid of that, they ought to be horse ripped. That was a great place.
Actually, I had a cousin that worked there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. I think it was her first job as a hostess. Here.
David says that you can get a couple of sliders real cheap at Golden Corral, Eddie.
Oh boy.
Anyway, let's bring back to the Chili's hamburger. According to AI overview from Google, the cost of a burger at Chili's varies depending on the specific burger and ongoing promotions. For example, the Big QP burger can be part of a 3-for-me meal deal for $10.99, including drinks and bottomless chips and salsa. Other burgers like the Old Timer Big Mouth and Bacon Rancher range from $16.09 to $23.29, according to Uber Eats.
Old Timer Big Mouth?
Yep.
The hell kind of name is that? Huh?
$10.99 is fine.
Repeat that, Eddie. You got it.
$3.99. Are you out of your mind? Is that what you're saying? That one? What was that from? Remember the $5.99? Are you at? Was that Denny's or? Remember that commercial? $5.99. Are you out of your mind? Wasn't that like Denny's or something like that?
I think it was Denny's.
It was the Denny's. Denny's has the slams, huh?
The Grand Slam, Eddie.
Grand Slams.
There it is. The Old Timer Big Mouth.
Oh, man, what about the Thing? Hey, what about the Thing burger?
That was Denny's.
Yeah, Eddie, that was a good burger. Oh, damn, look at that thing.
Allegedly from Carl's, when you buy a $6 burger, this is what you're getting. You're getting a bigger patty than, let's say, just a regular.
Oh, stop
hamburger.
it. Stop it.
That's what you're getting.
You know what? I bet you, Alberto, after the show, go to Carl's and buy one of those things. Save that picture. I don't have
enough money.
Okay, well, I bet you if you hold up the burger that they give to you through the drive-thru window, it ain't going to look nothing like that.
Well, none of the burgers look like the picture, okay?
Hell no.
It's
disappointing and depressing.
Here's the Thing burger for you.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one, Eddie. It had an egg over easy in it. Ooh, just a little bit of hash brown.
You kind of see the egg in this one.
Yes.
Right,
you bite into it, Eddie, and then it's just, you got the yolk everywhere. And
yep.
Oh, my God, it's so good. Do they still have it, or did they discontinue it because of the movie? Wasn't it because of the movie, right?
It might be coming back. I mean, you got the new Fantastic Four movie coming up.
Eddie, do you want to see the Fantastic Four?
I'll watch it.
The new one?
Mm-hmm.
They look kind of funny looking, don't they?
I'll watch it. I'll probably watch it. But
okay, what's going on here, Eddie?
David says
Superman movie.
What?
I'm telling you, we need to get.
Eddie starts laughing. He sounds Chinese.
the Superman.
Oh, there's a Superman. There's a Superman burger.
Yeah. No, there's a movie coming up. There might be a Superman burger coming up too.
Oh, is the Superman one look good, or is it kind of a?
Yeah, it's okay.
I saw the preview. I go, it looks like the original, but they're gonna change a bunch of shit.
Okay, I don't know.
David says I sure do miss Hometown Buffet though. They have the best fried chicken ever, and all their sides were good. And then the peach cobbler with ice cream. I miss it all. Why did they have to shut it down?
Yeah, why did they shut it down? What's up with that?
I think. I mean, I've seen YouTube videos about it. I think buffets are just they're hard businesses. You know,
throw a lot away, huh?
Waste too much food.
You know, it's very much a lost leader. I mean, unless you raise the prices a lot, and then of course the pandemic hit and people got afraid of germs, and it's I think that Hometown have they have that chocolate fountain. You can dip a marshmallow into it, and they were showing people just sticking their fingers in there and licking them. And,
God.
It's part of the thing about a buffet. You get that people are touching themselves and then grabbing the spoon too. Well, no, I'm not saying the food. I'm saying the food. The spoon, and then you have a lot of people touching a lot of things. You got to be on top of it. And
why you have to say they're touching themselves?
What this? I'm not saying that they're touching their butts. Okay.
I thought you were saying they're digging in their ass and then they get the French fries with their hands.
You're going to get your scoop of macaroni and you got an itchy nose, and it's the way that's the way of the world. I mean, I don't play too much into it. I mean, sorry, the world is germy. You just got to deal with it. Get your immune system up.
Yeah, that's why it reminds me of a story I saw.
I would say, if they're saying with that chocolate fountain, yeah, okay, that's gross. If you're sticking your fingers into it, because I mean that thing, it doesn't just like the chocolate doesn't just come once. I mean, it rotates around. So
I don't even like the sound of a chocolate fountain.
What they call the fondue fountain.
I don't know if I can. Chocolate fountain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta be careful, man. Like I got turned off from buying Mexican bread at like grocery store. As you know, those people that come in and they fill the Mexican bread section or whatever, they're outside workers. And one time there was one come in and they're filling the wherever they put the Mexican bread, in the little sections and tortillas or whatever, and digging in his ass and everything stock. I was like, come on, man.
Well, that's any restaurant, okay? Or
no, I'll be digging in his ass, like scratching his ass, and then he pull out the Mexican bread, he starts stalking it, and I'm like, come on.
Was he wearing gloves?
No.
There's a chocolate fountain for you.
Oh wow! Look at that. I thought it was just
so you would do like you would get strawberries or marshmallows and then you kind of dip them, but you get them with a stick. But then you got people sticking their fingers in there and
man.
And I think that was I think that's what's going on at. Well, I don't want to besmirch the current buffet, and I think a lot of people are. That's why that current buffet that's around that Eddie hates is losing money.
Oh man, I don't know. That looked kind of neat though.
All right, boys, we got to wrap this up.
Oh, it's time to go.
Yes.
All of a sudden, huh? All of a sudden.
Well, Albert needs to go to work, so I mean,
hey,
you two can finish up if you want.
Okay, you don't get upset. Shit.
Where
we're going.
Okay, go. You know what? Beat up on Eddie too. Look, he needs to go too.
All right. I see how it is. Every time I need to go, all hell breaks loose. Let's get the hell out of here. Shit. Eddie, though, look at Eddie. He's probably watching the riot. So come on, stop it.
No.
Okay. Let's read the last comment, and we got to get out of here.
David says it's like they're getting the melted chocolate and lubing yourself with it, Steve. Or it's not like they're getting.
It's not like they're getting themselves melted. He says themselves after.
You got to taste it, right, Steve? Before you eat it.
Oh, lubing themselves with it. Okay.
Get one of the sticks and put some on the stick and give it a taste, and then throw away the stick. Don't stick it back in the fountain.
Well, I don't think we have to worry about that anymore. It's gone. They're gone. Okay, they're gone.
I think that's what happened to Eddie. He had the chocolate fountain and got sick.
No, I didn't get sick.
Eddie sat in it.
I just didn't like the food.
He went swimming in it.
Naked. Everybody was throwing up at the hometown. Oh, it was a big scene.
Eddie, not that Eddie doesn't want to go. He got banned.
Oh, man. It took him. Stop it.
It's like that.
It took him 6 months to get all that butt hair out of there.
They had to decontaminate.
All right, just get out of here. The show's
just the food. The food wasn't good.
The food wasn't good.
At least I didn't like it.
Would you rather have that place, Hometown Buffet, or Corral?
Steak Corral.
Oh, you'd rather go to this?
No, he's thinking another restaurant.
No, the Golden Corral or Hometown Buffet.
Oh, Hometown.
Okay, well there you go. Quit bagging on them, Eddie. We'll take your ass to the Corral. All right, that's what hates Golden Corral. Okay, let's get the hell out of here. We're over our time. And thanks for tuning in. And remember, have an open mind about everything, you know. That's what we talk about. We talk about both sides, so don't nobody get butt hurt. It's all good. We love everybody. So life's too short to be shy. Go out there, have fun, but not riot fun.
And stay out of the chocolate fountain.
Yes, don't be pulling an Eddie and doing that skinny dipping in the chocolate fountain.
Yeah, only chocolate ass. Huh?
There is times to be shy, and that's one of them.
Yeah, that's not the kind of chocolate ass you want right there. All right, let's get out of here. We'll see you guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Memories in high school flames. Some good, some bad. Can you remember their names? Light up a smoke on Pomona Street with the long hair rockers. Oh, the memories. Classic cars, big tits and bars. Drinking all night like rock and roll stars. When I play that song, don't it take you back?